Hi everybody. We're supposed to be getting some rain and a lot of it very soon here, so it's time to do a video and quick. Okay, today, believe it or not, I want to talk about Santa Claus. Now, that's what we call Father Christmas here in the United States and other places in the world, but he's known by many names. In Germany, he's called the Weihnachtsmann or Christmas Man, but he goes by many names. And he's a cute little thing to believe in when you're a little kid. And I did. I believed in Santa Claus. And it's an embarrassing story, actually, because I think I believed in him way too long. Uh, I remember sitting in a car coming back from my grandmother's house, and my cousin was sitting next to me, and I mentioned something about Santa. It was Christmas time. And she said, and my cousin told me, Jeff, don't you know Santa Claus doesn't exist? Um, And I was really upset with her. I was angry. I was like, of course he does. Yes, he does. And I refused to believe her, even though when she told me, this is what mom and dad do, and that, they put presents out at night after we go to sleep and all this stuff. And I was so mad at her. I did not want to believe her, and I chose not to believe that. I actually went against my own intelligence. I'm not that stupid, so why I did that, I did it. But I really chose to believe in Santa Claus until I finally came to the conclusion myself. And it's embarrassing, but I think I was in second or third grade when I finally believed there was no Santa Claus. So um, I think we've all gone through life where we believed in something, finding out later it wasn't true, especially the Santa Claus thing. Okay. Um, and but for the most part, you once you find out it's not true, I think it's fine. I don't think that's harmful to children at all, unless of course they go into adulthood with that belief. Then I think it could be a problem. But in general, I don't think there's anything wrong with the Santa Claus belief. It's not done out of fear. For the most part, unless, of course, somebody threatens you with a lump of coal in your stocking if you're not a good kid, then not good. No. And so I like that simple uh, litmus test. If there's any threat or fear involved in the belief or in the fantasy, then no, it's not good. It's not healthy. So I'd like to apply that to Christian doctrines. And depending on which brand of Christianity you're in, there's a certain level of fear or intimidation, and some use more of it, some of them use less of it. It's all used to control, though. And so I think that's a good test. When I was starting to come to the understanding of grace and uh, my doctrines and dogmas were kind of going out the window one at a time as I was coming through the process. And I felt it was more relieving and I could see my world more clearly. Not only that, I was less stressed because every one of those dogmas and doctrines that I was throwing out the window as I came up with them, they all had some sort of fear or threat attachment to them. And one by one, my burden in life was getting lighter. So I think whether regardless of what you're believing, if there is a threat or fear attached to whatever you're believing, you should really question it. You really should question it because especially when it comes to religion and especially Christianity, because everybody in Christianity knows the terms gospel of peace and gospel of grace. They've read it in their Bible or it's been read to them by a priest from the pulpit, but we've all heard what Paul called the gospel of grace and the gospel of peace. We know there's this concept of grace in Christianity. And I can tell you right now, if you believe anything that holds threat or fear in it. There's no grace in that whatsoever. There's no gospel in that whatsoever. There's no truth in that whatsoever. And I suggest you question it, and question it strongly. That's all I have to say today. I kept it simple, and want to keep it that way. All right, everybody, have a revolutionary week.